Yo guys, what's happening and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, what I'm going to be talking to you about is the Canon Eos R and why it's only Canon's first step. I'm Liam from L3 Productions and let's get right into this video. Before this video starts today, if you guys want to help L3 Productions get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, hashtag drive to 500 and consider subscribing. And if you guys want to know what I use to create this content, I have a video up here and links down in the description below. It helps the channel out if you use the links below. But let's get right into this video. The Canon EOS R is the new Canon mirrorless full-frame camera. Now this is Canon's first attempt at a full-frame mirrorless camera, which Sony has been doing for years. But the reason that this is only the Canon's first step is because it's lacking in features and it sits in a funny place in the market. It sits between the 6D Mark II and the 5D Mark IV. So what I'm going to do is I'll explain how it sits in this thing in a little second. But first, I'm going to explain why it is their first step. Because a wee while ago, or a few years ago or so, give or take, because Sony brings out cameras every year, Sony came out with the A7, the A7R and the A7S. Now those cameras were the first full-frame mirrorless cameras really kind of on the market. And they kind of popularised mirrorless cameras to show the technology that they have. Coming on now into 2018, they have went through a few iterations. A few years ago you had the Sony A7R II, the Sony A7 II and the Sony A7S II. Now those cameras were absolutely revolutionary for photo and video because they were packed full of features and they were such a small form factor body and showing why mirrorless was the superior technology in some people's eyes. It brought people from Canon, folk from Nikon straight to Sony, due to the smaller body and the excellent image that they were getting to create from that camera. And now, I think this year, they came out with the Sony A7 III, the Sony A7S III and the Sony A7R III. The Sony A7 III is the best video full-frame mirrorless camera on the market right now. The R3 is one of the best full-frame photography cameras because of the sensor and how good the sensor is in that. And the A7S III is the other one, I think. I don't know much for the S one. But essentially that's their third iteration to get it as good as they can get it. So when I'm saying it's Canon's first step, this is like Canon's A7, the original A7. This is where Canon is in their kind of timeline. Essentially, what I think they're going to do is they're going to have one to take over the position of the Canon 5D Mark IV. Because this one now is meant to sit kind of roughly in there, but not to hinder the sales of the 5D Mark IV because it's like, I think it's like maybe $1,000 under in the price. So I think that they're going to have one that's going to kill or replace 5D Mark IV, which means it'll have full frame 4K, it will have lots of other excellent stuff because it's lacking in a few features. It may have actual CFast cards, maybe it might just have maybe 2 card slots as well, all these kind of things, and it's not really there yet, so that's why I'm thinking it sits more in between the 6D Mark II and the 5D Mark IV, but it's not surpassing the 5D Mark IV due to a lack of few features. But I think they're going to bring one that's going to surpass the 5D Mark IV, and I think they're going to also have one that's going to surpass the 1DX Mark II. See, so I think that's where they're going to have their ranges. I think they're going to have one behind the 5D Mark IV, one after it, and one better than the 1DX Mark II. And I think obviously they're going to have big price jumps in them, but I think they're just going to be packed with features. But for me, I think the best perfect camera would be the flip out screen, to have obviously the arm mount, to have the 120 frames at 1080, full frame 4K, to have also those adapters that you can change for your old lenses, have EFS lenses and all that kind of thing. And also having the smaller body, having 2 card slots, and yeah, I think those things, and also shooting C-Log as well. That would probably be the best mirrorless camera and from the video side, because that's more of what I kind of focus on the camera. That's why I got the 80D. It's got a lot of video features that some like the Canon 5D Mark III doesn't even have. So that's why I went for that camera. So it's not Canon's first mirrorless camera, but it's their first full frame one. And I think if they get those specs that I just mentioned for video, that camera will be the best on the market by far, due to those features that it just, like a few of those features that it just doesn't have fully. Like it has like the EOS R has 4K, but it's cropped at 1.7 times. That's like, this is cropped at 1.6. So if I go like this essentially on a full frame camera would be 16mm roughly. If you put 16mm on 4K on the full frame EOS R, wait, can't get a good click for some reason. This would roughly be the image you'd probably get from that. So essentially, if it had full frame 4K, you would get that nice wide angle for your 16mm. But the camera is phenomenal. The EOS R is a really, really good camera, and apart from those few features, I think it's going to be absolutely great. I think it's going to sell great, and I wish I had the money to get one, honestly, but I do not.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Essentially last week I tried to film a vlog for you guys, and then to the place I'd went to, it wasn't really that great. It was really mucky and the weather was horrible. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. If you guys want to tell me what you thought of the video, please leave a comment down below. If you guys want to know when my videos come out first, click that notification bell so you guys can stay notified. If you guys want to help me reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year, hashtag drive to 500, and consider subscribing if you like my content, because we have that goal by the end of the year. I hope we can maybe get a big jump in subscribers, hopefully. But if you guys enjoyed this content, you know what to do. You guys are awesome, and peace.